What? Oh, come on, 2-bit. What the flipping X going on here? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. 1 second. Hey, there we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It is 9 o'clock. That means the one thing, the official 2-bit Crypto Show is alive to bring you all the latest in cryptocurrency news, reviews, technical analysis, answer your questions, guide you through the tricks, trades, and all the things in this bull market. Ultimately, basically, to try and have a massive circle jerk and make sure everyone's okay. All right, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to bring it fresh. We're trying to bring it real. We're keeping you on point with all the latest updates and what's going on in the market. So if you are interested, invested, and more importantly, super something or other that rhymes with isted, then welcome. We appreciate you being here as always. And yeah, hopefully we're going to get into it tonight. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited. Lots to get into though. All right, lots to talk about. We've got, you know, certainly an interesting little bit of price action on Bitcoin. Everyone's freaking out again. Oh my God, Bitcoin's going to freaking zero. Should have sold it. Oh my God. Should we panic? Maybe. I don't know. Am I panicking? No. We got some pretty big news out of WLFI finance as well. We need to break that down pretty aggressively, actually. We're gonna get proper nuts and bolts on that because I think it's important because, again, there is some kind of stuff going around about that, but we're going to get into all of that as well as the latest jobs report, inflation data, the SEC updating their cryptocurrency policy and stance, what's next for Bitcoin, and more importantly, what is next for the rest of the cryptocurrency market going into this weekend and furthermore into next week as well. So, as always, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are here 6 days a week and put content out every single day, trying to keep you dialed into this market. And if you are here on TikTok as well, please be absolutely upstanding. Hit that follow button. And yeah, tap that screen, do all that kind of good stuff. Let's have a little bit of a good old show this evening. Davo's in the building. What's going on, Davo? Anyway, right, Mr. 37, good to see you. Craig's here, Tim's here, Robert's here, Foz is here, DJ and Brian, I'm your excellent liquidity. What's going on, DJ and Brian? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Obi Joe's in the house. Brandon Harris, you massive legend. Robert Dover's here. Beebs is here. Welcome, Craig. Good to see you. Kevin Sexton's BatesCoin. BatesCoin, are you getting any notifications yet, or is it still no? Poleman's in the house. What's going on, Poleman? Welcome, My Crypto Space UK. Holmes is in the building. My good evening, sausages. Man, I've nearly said something, but I'm going to move on. What up, 2-bit friends? Diamond, it's been a minute since you've been here. Selmo's in the house, well. And then welcome to the Familia Madrigal here on TikTok. I see all those familiar faces that absolutely require the title of legends. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, Jesse. I see you, Davo. What's going on, buddy? Welcome, Alf the Alien. Chris Moore. What's going on, my man? Love it. Welcome, Mr. Burns in the house. What's going on? Jay Patel's here as well. JJN3. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to you. As always, appreciate you. Harry, welcome, welcome. Good live show last night. If you did catch Vern and I, it was a good show last night. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much indeed. Enjoyed that. Lots of discussions, lots of chats, lots of things. I think we never got to an announcement of whether I should sell my NFTs or not. But anyway, it was good fun as well. So yeah, Sagittarian, we are back, baby. And yeah, thank you for that. Now, we did have a pretty interesting discussion. Yes, Vern, let's go and round up some of those cattle. We did have a discussion about how we can really start to move TikTok along. Get it? Move. Cowboy hat. And yeah, so, you know, just engaging, keep it super moving, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Exactly the same as we do here on YouTube as well. So don't underestimate what your powerful comments, you're hitting that like button, subscribing, being here really can do for the channel. The channel is way wild at the minute here on YouTube. So again, massive, massive, massive appreciate you guys showing some love and some support. So with that being said, as always, let's get into the latest and whatever's going on in the markets. It's pretty interesting. So here we go. Here we go. Look, I'm definitely getting better at this. I've remembered to flick my camera now so that it's already done. So let's see in a minute. TikTok, gonna have a look at some charts. Right. Here we go then. The price of Bitcoin just hanging on like Jack on the iceberg, should we say, at the Titanic at 110,000. I think a very important level. Now, we are looking, if we were to lose the breakout, which we don't really want to do, if I'm dead honest. I know just generally we don't really want to lose this breakout, but this is actually a pretty nice breakout with a potential retest, maybe 108.873. We didn't get that low, by the way. We were 109.3, so not quite invalidating the entire move for yesterday, but, you know, we don't want to go any lower than probably where we're at oh, why has it done that? I did not want it to do that. We want to see it kind of hold on there. That would maintain, in my opinion, that maintains that kind of sentiment that we don't want to go. I would allow it perhaps to come a little bit lower if we wanted or if we needed, as an example, that could end up being the lower range, 108,306, which would be slightly above the 108 range. But again, look at the body candles at close. The wick momentum is probably in our favor. Couple of key things to note, though. We once again flipped bearish here on the daily, so don't be surprised if we did get some continuation further to the downside. The only positive is in the short time frames here, for example, on the 30-minute, we are actually starting to show some elements of pushing back to the upside, some key levels. This green line here being the 20-day exponential moving average that you want to see us break back above, and then likewise starting to retest this purple line, which is the 200-day exponential moving average. So right now, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is in an inflection point, i.e. we need to kind of see which way this is going to go. Do the bulls step in, rally this back up to probably, 111 maybe for the close? That would be pretty optimistic if we can get up there. Or do we see the bears, unfortunately, take us below? Now, it is worth noting here, by the way, a break below this 109,300 level wouldn't be the craziest, but a break on this, which would come in sort of in the yet tomorrow, basically 108,231. A break through that would absolutely invalidate the breakout, would therefore continue the aggressive downtrend, and would probably then start to play out and validate a potential lower range retest, which could come in at this 104 range, which we've been talking about. So, it's a critical point in which we're at right now. Likewise, as well, if you said, well, okay, 2-bit, what does the fib look like? It is always worth noting as to how that plays through. You can see that this lines up pretty freaking well, if you ask me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on a minute. Hold on a freaking minute. There it is. That's one. So, yeah, so this is starting to line up pretty interestingly. You can see here 107,974 lower range on the Fibonacci 382 line. Probably just about lining up with what we've been talking about. Lower range 104,135 at the 0.236 Fibonacci to invalidate basically this entire move here. So right now, in my opinion, it is an important close for Bitcoin. We need to see it probably hold a little bit. And I think the way we see it hold is we need the overall market to start to stand on its own 2 feet. And you'd argue right now, the overall crypto market doesn't look that great. We look like we're going to lose the 50-day exponential moving average, which is the big yellow line here coming across there, which would indicate the overall crypto sentiment is bearish. And likewise, when you take Bitcoin out of the agenda, you start getting to a place and see something very similar as well, which is sort of not where we particularly want to be, given that kind of this whole idea is that we go up in price and we should be in a more positive September. However, it is worth noting here on the total 2, we are actually holding up a higher range support level that is just below the 20-day exponential moving average, therefore telling us a little bit more optimism sits on the overall market. Bitcoin may be taking a bit of a dumperino today. We can see here Bitcoin dominance is on its way back up again, which, could signal one of two things: the reset of the cycle, which would be insane, and I guess probably tells us that, yeah, 2026, as much as I am the biggest bear against 2026 bull market, could actually say, well, look, the fact of the matter is we're going to see Bitcoin rally back again. Dominance is going to go back up. Capital flows moving back into Bitcoin, coming out of altcoins, potentially therefore signaling we may go a little bit later into the cycle. We will have to keep an eye on it. ETH BTC ratio did break this trend as well. So actually, from that sentiment, we are now at a very key level. You can see here on the ETH versus BTC on this 20-day exponential moving average as well. So a couple of key things to watch out for. The next 24 hours is going to be pretty interesting as everything falters and flows through. We're obviously going to try and keep you up to date with the macro and stuff, that's what's going on. So I think it's going to be important to see. Wick down to 107 for the liquidity then. Gucci, Jason, what's going on, pal? Well, it's good to be clean and fresh. Come on, Tim. William, what's going on? Says we're going down, a little bit like, who did this? I can't remember who it was now, but anyway. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, anyway, we'll say, you believe Tau can get to 100 billion? Did we look at Tau yesterday? I don't know. Remind me when we get to that bit. Harry, I'll definitely take a look at Chainlink in literally about 5 minutes time. I'm going to work my way through some altcoins and we'll definitely take a look at it. I will literally tear that mother trucker when we get to it. So stick around. But that's where we sit on Bitcoin. And in the short term, a little bit bearish. All right. And bearish on high time frames, which you probably don't want to be at. But that can quite quickly reverse. Let's say, for example, Asia yet again come in. And the problem we had today, by the way, is the US markets dumped. That's the reality of it. You might not want to hear it, but the US markets dumped. Now, who didn't dump were institutions. And in fact, here is where I will allow you to be a little bit more optimistic. What's going on, Fairground? I love the fact that you came in and just said, what did you say? Fairground there. Don't forget Chili's. And you said, keeping it fair, mate. Love that. What is worth noting, by the way, is that BlackRock aggressively are back at the table and they are buying Bitcoin like crazy people. 2,588 Bitcoin heading over to BlackRock as they now start to accumulate once again. So you could argue, yeah, all right, the price has come down. Is that the craziest thing in the world? We had 3 days of strong inflows, strong price movement to the upside. Is the craziest thing we have a pullback today? Probably not. I think where we need to see is probably the close. That's going to be the important metric to look at. But yeah, BlackRock once again are buying, and they are buying big. Worth noting here on some of the other altcoins, Ethereum didn't quite break down below our support, which I think is important. Yes, we lost 20 exponential moving average, but didn't lose our support line that we had on here, which I think is important to reference. Keep your eyes peeled on that. Solana's doing a little bit the same. XRP is the same as well. So if we come down a little bit further, Zebek at 3.9 and Aerodrome at 1.1%, which is kind of interesting. Right. Chainlink did lose. Let me just... Chainlink did lose the 20-day exponential moving average with a relatively solid red candle. 22.4 is the current price. What you're looking for is you probably don't want to see this break this line. This is probably an okay support line in an intermediate, as in, you know, a short-term place where we've seen a little bit of price action from this level. If we fail this on the close, I'd expect Chainlink to drop to 21.28 potentially. Now, that doesn't mean in the longer term I'm bearish on Chainlink. I'm actually really, really positive as well that's going to go. But understanding where we sort of get to, that definitely breaks that. Once again, look at the Fibonacci off the top and moving down to that range is very important as well. Because look where it hits. The 0.5 is at 21.58. If you're looking to maybe set a long trade up or potentially even looking to see what that spot position looks like, that'd be where I'd be looking for, and potentially then even a little bit lower as well. So you might want to just keep your eyes peeled. This could be an important level, 21.82 on Chainlink, and you are, whether you want to hear this or not, by the way, slightly bearish on the daily candles as well. So macro right now doesn't feel super great. If I'm honest, doesn't feel super great. However, I'm still pretty bullish. IBF tonight too, but no mention of Cider or Chris Peacock. You're a legend, mate. What's going on? 37. Thank you so much for the 5. You're a legend. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Good. I love when people panic and sell so sad. I mean, that's true, William. That's what the market's aim for. That's what they want. The big money. They don't care about you. They just want your cryptocurrency. Yeah, Crow's holding up pretty well, I would say, fair ground. Crow at 26 is holding at that range. That feels like that's the bottom of the new move up to the upside, so holding up. I'm going to double back on World Liberty Finance because we want to talk about that in a bit more detail that you guys absolutely need to hear. So we'll touch on that in a second. Rest of the altcoins looking pretty pants. Now, I talked about this yesterday, and I've done quite a bit of research, actually. I've been hard at the keyboard, making sure that I'm dialed into what's happening. And this is definitely something I'm watching. Pump Fund, I haven't bought it. I've not got into it. But I'm definitely in a world that I think we could actually start to see some pretty interesting price movements going on with Pump Fund and their token. Buybacks in the millions every single day. The platform's exploding again in terms of new project launches. Volume starting to pick up in memes, which I've been saying for ages, even though people think I'm crazy. So this could be an interesting one. Now, I was looking to potentially move a position into Bonk on top of what I already have, maybe take up a little bit more. And I'm sort of stopped and I'm like, okay, let's just see what Pump Fund does. I want to kind of keep a close eye on what this project does, because I think if this can break above 45, that might be an interesting move to play the upside momentum on that particular breakout, because I think if it breaks above that, it could be like good news. We could start to really think, and I think once, you know, if this breaks out the initial launch high at 6,780, like, I think Pump Fund's going to be a beast. So anyway, watching this one definitely. 1.08% on the day. Stocks up, not good. NASDAQ up as well. Dixie up, FTSE up. Russell up 1.5%. So a lot of the stock markets moved. Still though, in the grand scheme of things, and this is probably where I can relatively be comfortable about where I sit in terms of my portfolio, more importantly, where I think the market's sitting. We had the treasuries on the 30-year come down again by 0.82%. On the 10-year down 1%. This is great news, by the way. And on the 2-year down 0.75. So those treasury yields I've been talking about coming down. We want to see that. So short-term volatility in the market, short-term pain. If you've still got bonds and treasury yields going down, eventually that's going to turn out to be pretty good news, right? That is going to turn out to be pretty good news. Okay. Good. There's the altcoin markets. Right. World Liberty Finance. Now, you are either in one camp or the other, I think, at this point. Just giving my predictions or my thoughts, views, opinions, whatever it is. Not even financial advice on this channel. It's just me talking about cryptocurrency. Now, Here's my opinion on World of Finance. If you are in the camp of saying, I think this is fine because Donald Trump's invested or he's involved at some level, he's a, co-founder, co-owner, whatever you want to call it. And you say, okay, well, that's fine, right? That's fine. It's going to be fine. Then I don't mind. Like, it's all gravy. We said that it would probably come down and retest some of these lows and break below 20 cents. We talked about that yesterday. Actually wicked all the way down to 16 cents amidst a plethora of FUD, but with some substantiated facts at the back of it. So many people know that Justin Sun got into this. In fact, one of the biggest holders of this, actually, $145 million. Well, that mother trucker's had his wallet blacklisted, which is definitely also not good at all. The fact that function even exists is not good, but he has had his wallet blacklisted, which is not great at all. Many people will go, well, that's not good. Why will there be finance allowed to do that? That's a scam, like their coins, a shit show, like da-da-da-da. The problem here is, though, Justin Sun said, and I think this is a publicly tweeted announcement saying he was going to hold the floor, 145 million. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Mother trucker sent 8 million to Binance and sold. What? What? Justin Sun go back to buying bananas for $7 million. So then you kind of get into a moral dilemma of saying, well, if they're prepared to do that, they're almost saying if you sell on us, we're blacklisting your wallet, which then gets them into this whole like weird shit, to be honest. So yeah, I think potentially this has an option. I was in a position, by the way, and I talked about this last night, where I said I might look to take up a position in World of Finance. I may think about getting in if it dropped below 20 cents. And I saw it drop and I thought, oh, that's pretty interesting. Then I saw the news coming out about blacklisting wallets, Justin Sun dumping, and I thought, do I want to take a higher risk than I am maybe prepared to do right now in a market that's in its slightly bearish decision time? And my answer I came to was no, I don't. So I'm going to sit tight. I'm going to see what happens. I think I'm way more interested in what's going on with Pump Token as to how that's going to play out versus World of Finance right now. But I'm curious about where this one's going to go. So we'll stick close to this. Good. Right. That's going to give you a little bit of a view of the markets. We're going to stay close to what's going on with BTC. Obviously, we are live. Don't forget to, tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Also, don't forget, just head down to the bottom of the screen, find that thumbs up. That does help ultimately push the channel and obviously push the price. So do me a favor and go and do that. That'd be great. I'm sure they will pump it at some point. Gonna get my people in. Tim, you're probably true. You're probably right, in fairness. That's a bad look. Don't love Justin Sun, but yeah, it's definitely not good. I've got the receipts as well. We'll talk about it in just a minute when we get into the meat and two veg of the stream. I made money on other coins, so it is what it is. Look, again, I'm not saying it's a bad play, by the way. It's just my opinion. Trump is enriching his family using crypto. Worth more. They have more in crypto assets now than their real estate business, which is pretty wild in fairness. But Davo says, Pump, thoughts on XCN? Hey, I kind of like it. I talked about this yesterday. I want to get like an altcoin portfolio, 𝗥𝗲𝗿𝗀, XCN, XDC, as like a, I don't know, 500 in each or something like that. But as of at the minute, I have not got involved. So yeah, we'll see. Right. Anyway, this is the charts. Let's get into a little bit more as to what's going on in the markets. Let's take your questions as well at the end. Don't forget, get them dialed in because it's going to be great. Business Bitcoin adoption. Bet you didn't think we were going to start here. Look at this. Companies are now putting 22% of profits into Bitcoin. We're seeing more and more moving into Bitcoin. This is taken as an overall sentiment. Real estate still being the top performing decision by a number of industries. However, Shane's in the building. What's going on, Shane? Bitcoin and Bitcoin services holding up pretty well as well. Businesses' share of Bitcoin supply is 6.2%, obviously skewed by a number of big companies. Equally, ETF products would feel into that. And 158 public companies with Bitcoin holdings. If you didn't catch my video, hopefully you guys did, talking about China coming into the market. 9 publicly traded companies from China now have Bitcoin treasuries as well. It's pretty insane. And the average daily BTC purchase in 2025 is 1,755. I mean, that's good news. Like, you can't deny that. Broccoli 2000. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Don't forget, sit down, relax, get bullish. That's my opinion. Anyway, average share on profits, 22%. So, if you go into Bitcoin, you are still doing pretty well, is basically where we get to. And this chart here tells us that almost 95% of all Bitcoin addresses as of right now are in profit. You can't deny those facts. You can't deny those facts. Hence why we see a little bit of volatility. Hence why sometimes we see some push downs in the market that we're not quite expected. Feels like it is one of those. And I think as much as people are optimistic of the market, people are still like super paper handed with this. Like the fact so many people are up and we aren't seeing as aggressive move in the Bitcoin price, then people are much more inclined to say, well, okay, I'll sell a little bit here. I can always reposition at a different point. I'm probably going to get the opportunity. So tomorrow, the jobs report. Well, we got the US jobless claims today, which loads of people are freaked out about. I don't think it's that bad. It's like 7,000 less. That's fine. Like that. Like look at the percentage ratio. It's absolutely fine. If you work on tolerances, if you know, what was it? Was it 237 versus forecast of 230 or something like that? I think it was. Like, you got to understand that is a next to bugger all ratio. So 30,000 divided by 237 times by 100. Yeah, it was like 3%. Like, do you know what I mean? That's literally next to bugger all. That's a pretty decent number. And I know people freaked out about it. They didn't need to, but yeah, 237. Again, this is important to kind of think about where this is going as well. Canada and the USA. Can you see volume better on 15-minute or 5-minute time frame? On what? On BTC? I mean, look, BTC looks like it's holding up all right, in fairness. Actually looks like we are trying to push back up. Here's on the 15-minute. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. But yeah, it looks like we're trying to push back up a little bit. Key marker, 110,300, break above that. That'd be good news. What's good on Cheese? Good to see you. Swamp's here as well. Justin Sunday did that 8 milli from WLFI Finance sale to buy more taped up bananas. I think he did. So yeah, anyway, Bitcoin's in profit. Sort of telling you why I think there is an opportunity for people to sell off, which is fine. Look, it is what it is. Here's the problem. This is where we are with Justin Sun's wallet and the fact that WLFI Finance did move it. Here's the point though, that his wallet moved a massive amount of capital to Binance. You can see there, WLFI Finance, 103 million. Everyone knows Justin had 145 million. He did obviously move that to Binance, and you can actually see that happened. It was 9.03 million. Interestingly enough, look, 23 million going to USDT. And yeah, again, you can see how that all plays out. So, you know, depends how you sit with this one. Do I think they should ban that wallet and blacklist it? It's a very public, stick a middle finger up to you, you massive chopper, if you do it. But yeah, interesting. Any macro stuff tomorrow, Ollie? I don't think so. I think it's pretty quiet tomorrow. I think there's job openings tomorrow, maybe? Hold on a minute, let me tell you. Friday, September, we have manufacturing payrolls, which I don't think will be a massive deal. You've got non-farm payrolls. Expectation 75k, 73 was the previous. So we'll see what that one looks like. I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world, though, just FYI. And then, yeah, that's about it. And then next week's when you want to be locked into this channel, baby, because it's going to get absolutely super weird. But yeah, nothing too crazy, in my opinion. So, yeah. And there you go. There's the function. Look at this. Will there be financial blacklist? Justin Sun's wallet freezing 540 million unlocked and 2.4 billion locked tokens per Zuma. So again, you can see there on the contract that they have literally blacklisted his wallet. Zuma saying this, will there be blacklist Justin Sun's address, locking that 540 million in unlocked tokens. They say believe an exchange has been using user tokens to sell and push down the price. Even at the top, even at the big boys with all the money in the world, still think that they're outdone by. Oh, man. Anyway, Andy Box, I know how you feel, buddy. Yeah, hurry up. I want alts to retire. One step forward and 19 steps back when it comes to altcoins, unfortunately. That's how it is at the minute. All in on roast beef curtains. Nice vector. Like it. Bullish on the old beef curtains. Anyway, thoughts on VWAP indicator? I think it's fine in stocks. I don't know if it's particularly great in crypto, to be honest. Don't think it's particularly great in cryptocurrency. I don't use it. Never used it. I've heard about it. I hear loads of people talking about it in traditional stocks, but yeah, not something I think is worthwhile in cryptocurrency. Just my opinion. It's a lot of average indications on stuff, I think, for what I know about it. Do you think rate cuts in September will pump or dump markets when they happen? I think initially they'll pump markets, but I don't see it being a sustained pump. There'll still be good news. Remember, money printing. Turn on the freaking money printers. That's what we want. Money printers, Bitcoin go up. Fed rates, you got to ask yourself this. Have they priced in Fed rates? Bitcoin is trying to rally up a little bit. It's because I'm live, baby. You know what I mean? We could see that, play out a bit more favorably. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see, in my opinion. Good. Right. Enough on World of Finance. We'll probably we'll go back and talk about that in a bit more. Now, allegedly, I mean, it is the day of FUD, unfortunately. It's the day of people questioning a lot of things. Coinbase apparently now dumping XRP. And it depends where you sit on the fence on this one. But data from XRP scan shows Coinbase slashed its XRP stash from 780 million to 199 million in weeks. That is a 69% cut. Once the 5th largest holder, Coinbase now the 10th. Institutional outflows look to be driving the plunge. Oh no, Coinbase exiting, or should we say de-risking? It's not really a risk though, is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Basically selling off XRP. Let's just call it that. It's probably easier, isn't it? Parabolic October then? I mean, I hope so. I think, do you know Gabe? Gabe? No, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. Brother, what's your spot? What do you mean? I think it's to my head, but yeah, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by what's my spot. You remind me of 90s Chris Miles. Bobby, thanks. Man, you guys are really like the personal attacks, don't you? Screw cryptocurrency. Let's just attack a guy on the internet that I've never even spoke to my entire life and tell him he looks like Chris Miles. Or what was the other guy that someone told me I looked like the other day? Who the hell was that? Some other complete chopper. People say I look like Bobby from King of the Hill as well. All right? Don't need to be nasty about it, you massive set of pricks. Chill out. Anyway. Babylon, what's your opinion on will be the big restake in the BTC? Interesting. Lionel Richie. No, I can't think who it was. Bird knows who it was. I can't think who it was. Anyway, keep an eye on this one. I don't necessarily think this is a big deal. I actually just think Coinbase are kind of getting to the market where, you know, the rest of these do. Binance are the worst for it. They'll de-leverage, people panic, and then, you know, people dump, and then they'll probably next week buy more bloody XRP. It's wild. Anyway, Starknet and ZK Sync, you know, I feel like they're a little bit behind the scenes. Starknet was good. The airdrop was pretty good. But yeah, as of what it's built out since then, I'm not sure, to be honest. Nadal, what's going on? 2-bit? 2-bit something in the air tonight. Discord was the same. Yeah, it's wild. I'm loving it. He looks like he should be an Emmerdale. Oh, come on, DJ and Brian. What the hell, bro? What the hell? Right, treasury buybacks is something to be notable as well. I talked about this yesterday, and if you follow me on social media, you would have seen me talk about this as well. But treasury buybacks are accelerating. We're going to talk about why it's important. The US Treasury has bought back a record 138 billion in bonds year to date. This significantly surpasses the 79 billion repurchased during the entire 2024. This buyback program aims to boost liquidity, manage cash, as deficit spending continues to surge. In July, the Treasury said it would buy back 10 to 30-year Treasuries twice as often. As a result, Bloomberg's measure of Treasury liquidity has materially improved over the last year. The world's largest bond market could no longer function without intervention. Basically, it is so over-leveraged with such ridiculous rates that they are buying back to hold on to it. Now, you would be foolish if you don't think there's an ulterior motive with this. Think about it, right? They're not buying it back to destroy it. They're not buying it back to get rid of it. Remember, the way the Treasury operates, it issues bonds, it issues yields, it raises capital, it then, you know, it can use that to fund whatever it wants to fund, which is where the whole Bitcoin strategy where you could, you know, sort the debt out is you basically print bonds and treasuries, you sell them to buy Bitcoin, you buy Bitcoin that goes up in value quicker than a 5% return as an example, use the deficit, buy back the bonds, and then use the excess to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin to pay off the debt. What's important to think about here is they are buying them back to have that 5% freaking yield on it. Like, get the hell out of here. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Think about it this way. Put it into perspective. Nearly $30 trillion in treasuries flows in and out of the TGA every year. 138 billion is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Just the Treasury stroke Fed determining the mix of risk-free income. And again, if anything, you've got to think about it this way. The Treasury, as well as probably the Fed, they don't want interest rates to come down. They want interest rates to stay high. They don't give a flying fuck about Bitcoin. They couldn't give a shit about it. Obviously, risk assets will only surpass when their options of upside becomes higher than potentially in a more safer haven, such as Treasury yields and bonds. That's why we want to see that number continue to come down. Therefore, it's no longer a positive viability to dump hundreds of millions of dollars into 30-year Treasuries, sit on there and whap out 5%. We want people to be coming and buying Bitcoin, right? 36 likes. Do I have to get Jesse in here? Come on, guys. Yeah, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high. We're not nearly 100 people in here. Likewise, we're about 40-odd people here on TikTok as well. So shout out to everybody. Do me a little favor. You know the drills. It does massively help out the channel if you enjoyed the content as well. That's the way of me saying, hey, 2-bit, like what you're doing, brother. Keep going. Tomorrow is unemployment rate into a non-farm payrolls. Decides what interest rate cuts are going to get. Possibly 0.5% if it's weak. Yeah. And the debate is that it probably is going to be weak. I think particularly non-farm payroll jobs are going to be interesting, as you've got lots of government jobs that have been yeeted as well. Might be a new deputy prime minister in the morning. Yeah, that's interesting as well, isn't it? I mean, if you could think of other ways to go wrong, it's what I never understand about politicians. I never understand about it. Like, they're just terrible people, aren't they? Like, genuinely, they are terrible people. And do you know what would be really fun? Just to sit down and talk to one of them and be like, why are you such a prick? Like, what? Why is that? You know, Angela Rayner stands there and goes, oh, yeah, if you don't pay taxes, you are the worst scum of the earth. You're a disgrace. That, I think one of the statements is, every pound that isn't sent to the Treasury or the Exchequer is basically causing people to die. And you're like, what the hell? And it turns out she didn't pay 40 grand on a house she's bought on an £800,000 house. Like, what the are you kidding me right now? Crypto Knight coming in with a strong statement there. Bitcoin is useless. Welcome to the channel. You've obviously got mistaken here for the Rocket League channel, which is coming soon. Anyway, if we all join Congress, we'll say, yeah, I mean, imagine that, yeah. Imagine that. It's pretty wild. Yeah, exactly. Fairground. Fairground knows what's up. I feel like Fairground's pretty plugged into British politics. I don't know why. But I think he is. Anyway, let's talk about the SEC. Let's talk about what's going on over here. This is, again, some good news. Paul Atkins deciding he's bullish on the price of Bitcoin. Likewise, by the way, 110,407. So BTC rallying a little bit nicer, which is good. The US securities regulator, the SEC, has announced a new plan to be seen as positive for the cryptocurrency markets. Now, remember, a lot of this stuff coming out of the SEC is very important. Why? Because they haven't authorized ETFs yet, and we know that there is more to do in terms of institutional adoption. So the US Securities and Exchange Commission today announced the regulatory agenda planned for implementation in the coming months. The agenda includes sweeping regulatory proposals for the crypto market and easing of some rules that Wall Street has long characterized as undue burden. Don't forget, it is important to be unburdened by what is it again? Shit. What is it again? Someone tell me what it is again. Be unburdened by what we have done. Oh my God, I can't think what it is. What is it? What can be unburdened by what has been? It's such a load of shite. It's unbelievable. Anyway, the regulatory agenda marks the beginning of a new era at the Securities and Exchange Commission. Atkins said in a statement, the items in the agenda reflect the focus on supporting innovation, fostering capital formation, improving market efficiency, and protecting investors. All right, bullish. Let's get it. Let's get it, Paul Atkins. He's making it happen right now. The crypto president, Mr. Donald Trump, and the Biden administration took a tough stance in the crypto space. Again, we just want to see our bags go to the freaking moon, Paul. Do you think the Oracle service of Chainlink will be overrun by AI? Do I think the Oracle service of Chainlink will be overrun by AI? No. But at the same time, I'm not like super clued up on the Oracle service of Chainlink. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or at least I don't think I am. Am I? Great workflows, blockchain. I mean, look, AI is going to take over a lot. Like, people just need to like get it in their heads. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much. I'd be basically lying to you if I was trying to make up another nonsense about, oh, yo, I think it's going to be totally fine. I've no idea. Not a clue. I'm not too dialed in on Chainlink. Gotta be honest. Unburdened by what has been. Get it, Shane. Get it. Love it. I knew you would be Fairground. I knew Fairground would be dialed into British politics. For some reason, I like American politics. I don't know why. Anyway, look at this. The SEC under Trump subsequently dropped most of these lawsuits. The agenda also includes rationalizing disclosure requirements to increase investor transparency. All right. Basically, you're letting Wall Street go and absolutely dump some capital into Bitcoin, and we're all for it. That'd be great news as well. Right. Bitcoin falling under 110. This is obviously to do with the jobs data. We sort of touched on this, really, so it's not the craziest in the numbers. But yeah, New Jersey-based human resource firm ADP reported an increase of 54,000 private sector US jobs on Thursday, but that number is well below the 75,000 jobs economists were expecting. I think not. I feel like above 50 is fine, though. I feel like below 50 would have been painful. Losing a combined 38,000 jobs, others such as leisure and hospitality, fared much better gaining 50,000, right? That's fine. If this had come in at like, bear in mind, don't forget, the last jobs report came in at 17,000 jobs, which completely dumped the market and probably started this like negative turn. So I don't think it's the craziest number. I don't actually think it's that bad either. So worth noting. I'm not really going to spend too much on it. And then we get to this question here, which we're going to ask the chat and get people's view on it and see what people are doing. I'm going to try and do it on TikTok as well. So is September going to be ... green, red? Let's vote. Let's vote. Mike, I got a way of making... I love the fact that your account says 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗻𝗄, as if 𝗦𝗲𝗿 knows my name. If it's the actual 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀, send me a message on X from your official X account, and then I'll believe you. Right, where is the poll thing? Here we go. Poll. Quick poll. Clearly state your question as what is the default answer. Right, so cry face is red and smiley face is green. The question is September going to be green or is it going to be red? Are we going to see pump or dump? Smiley face is pump. Sad face, crying face is dump. So red is green and blue is red. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. And likewise here on YouTube as well. Let me know what you guys think. Right. I mean, imagine Curtis. She doesn't like any of my posts if she is. The view here, by the way, is, again, the whole narrative of September's track record, you know, what has been is unburdened by what could be coming. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Benjamin Cowan, head of ITC Crypto, reportedly pointed to the 20-week simple moving average. According to him, September tends to bring price dips to the level below or before the fourth quarter recovery takes hold. Can't believe the recent pullback fits the broader rhythm seen in early cycles. I'm a lone voice in this, by the way, and it looks like even in this community, I'm a lone voice. I still think that September is going to surprise people. I think September will turn out to be pretty optimistic. That's just my opinion. And I think the fact that now BlackRock are buying 2,500 Bitcoin today confirms my thesis that I think September could turn out to be a more positive month than maybe people expect. I initially was at I thought maybe we would get to 10%. Am I there still? I don't know. It's one day. I'm not going to lose much sleep over one day, to be honest. We currently sit at around 1.86% here of the total amount over the course of September. So we'll see. We'll see, but then you kind of this is kind of where I think you sometimes have to just really take a macro helicopter view of it. Let's say September turns green. People next year be like, oh, well, do you know what? September's generally bullish. It's been bullish the last 3 years. Like, yeah, September's great. August is crap. Like, that's the one to keep an eye out for. Ali G says, I'm fully with you, 2-bit. All-time high this month. Oh, man, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? That would be actually pretty... What do we need to get to that? 12%. I mean, it's nothing, is it? If you think about it, a couple of 3% days and boom, we're there. BlackRock buys 5,000 BTC. Off we go. 1 second, DTCs, everybody. Solid sneeze. October we fly, Curtis. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that camp. I think a lot of people are going to be in that place. I think I've got one more sneeze to come, by the way, just FYI. Trades market day today, Connor Price? Yeah, it is. It is. And probably looks like it may be a bit weird to the close as well, but we'll see. We'll see. What I do know is BTC rallied just a little bit since we came live. So, hey, end user, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks, Craig. Told you something in the air. Yeah, sneeze always comes in 2s or in 3s. Yeah, I think it's gone away, though. I did think I had a 3rd one, but anyway. No, that's not Shoesmith, is it? Good. All right. Well, let's keep an eye on where we go. Again, this is important to think about. If we get a more positive, September, then look, that may play out much more favorable than where we've been, which I think would be good news. Crypto.com kind of asked the same question about BTC, and the bulls were leading for September. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, we're at 50-50. I can't believe it. 32 votes, 50-50. Interesting. Whereas on TikTok, you guys are way more bullish on the September being green. Oh, you changed it. Yeah, you are there. I thought you were there. What's going on, Shoesmith? Good to see you, man. Mohammed's in the building. What's going on, buddy? How are you enjoying Altseason, Mohammed? I think it's great. I'm just DCAing the plays and getting fucking wrecked. Signs are seasonal changes coming, along with green pastures in a crypto front. What the hell is that, Craig? Anyway, love it. Right, that's the news. That is where we're sitting. So again, we'll take any of your questions, thoughts, opinions, views, anything that's on your mind. I'll try and answer it. I'll try and give you viewers what's going on. You know, Bitcoin's looking all right now. Man, if we could get to like 110, 600, I think I'd be pretty optimistic of where this market's going right now. And I would probably, be definitely in a world of going, woo, oh, well, maybe 2-bit was right. Again, it is only the 4th of September. So do you think 3i Atlas will be Black Swan event? 3? Is this that like 3i Atlas? What is this? Is this, I think I'm going to say something. I'm going to sound stupid here. 3, let me just check what this is, by the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, is it this weird, like, because this comet that's just coming to Earth? Yeah, it's freaking aliens, bro. It's Satoshi Nakamoto, and he's coming back for his Bitcoin. He's going to dump that wallet. He's heard he's got a couple of billy, and he can buy Jeff Bezos his yacht. He's coming back to dump the markets. We need more likes to put BTC. Gonzalo knows what's up. That's it. Smash up the like button, everybody, to a brand new all-time high. That would be great if you could. Like Tony the Tiger once said, I would really appreciate it if you could. That would be awesome. I see a couple of people have requested on TikTok, by the way. Wednesday night, we do a guest show. This is generally just like because I'm live streaming on YouTube as well, so I don't generally bring guests up. But Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, that's 10:30 p.m. in the UK, by the way, of which most of my audience are UK-based, actually. Come and join us. We were live last night. It'd be great to get a few people's views on the markets and connect with some new people. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you follow me, and make sure you're getting ready Wednesday with CryptoVern. Always bullish on that. Nakamoto is my crypto hero. Nakamoto is my crypto hero. Whoa. What do you think of GameStop stock and the 2021 short squeeze? I mean, it was pretty bullish. I didn't get involved in it. Do I think it'll happen again? Nope. But yeah, I reckon end of September, early October, full-on alt season will start. Ooh, Mohammed. Like, whatever happened to Lunar Classic? Do Binance still do burns? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really cover it a lot. I was actually talking to the cremation team today, cremation coin team. They're trying to sort of rebuild some stuff going on over there. So, but yeah, I think Binance still do some burns. I mean, yeah, we looked at this last night. It's basically like going nowhere in my opinion. But anyway, interesting. A lot of the community members in here do seem to think the same as you, Mike. Yeah, well, that's because we're all freaking bullish. Bull moon coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully. Could we look at XLM, please? Jesse, I got you. Like 100%. We haven't looked at XLM for a while, actually. Look at that. We still had our Fibonacci chart on there. And interestingly, look at that playing out pretty much exactly as we kind of expected. So, yeah, XLM right now on a very interesting... Where's the bottom there? Very interesting price move. Do you want to see the chart? Let's see it. Okay. There you go. Look at that TikTok. So, yeah, XLM right now. You're probably looking at a lower, depending on what the market does, 382 at 33 cents. Looks like that probably is in play. We've lost the 200 moving average. Important to think about that. And you've also got a downtrend here. So you can see the green line is a 20-day exponential moving average crossing over here, showing us we've got a definite bearish statement. Likewise here, look, this indicator that I have, which I probably need to think of a name for, which it doesn't really have a name. It's called the CMULT RSI MTF 1470 3060 D1436 indicator, but doesn't really sound cool, does it? Anyway, XLM, I would argue, could be in line with the market, slightly bearish. Again, when you look on the 4-hour, it is a slight uptrend, but macro and longer term, if you're looking to maybe take on a long trade, 382 at 33 could be your opportunity. Equally, you're looking to buy a spot, that'd be where I'd be looking to potentially execute a trade. Likewise, at 34 could be the first opportunity to buy. Remember what we talked about yesterday. Ladder into these plays. Don't dump your capital all at once. Take your time and make sure you effectively buy into a particular player. As always here on the channel, this is completely do your own research, not financial advice, not financial advisors. Bloke talks about cryptocurrency on the internet. Remember, crypto is volatile. You can lose all your money if you are not careful. Full disclosure at the bottom of the description on YouTube and on TikTok as well. If you are worried, reach out to someone and make sure that you're dialed in, okay? It's important, right? You can lose everything in this market. You could call it the chopper indicator. I mean, that's true. Could do. It could do. Mami says, on your Discord, are all your crypto signals? No, not at all. In fact, Mohammed, it's interesting that you bring this up. If you take a look here, and this was kind of what you can't really see this on TikTok. This is what I put in the premium Discord group. And actually, the start of the week, I said the setup still looks very bearish on the daily time frame. Trend to see more downside risk coming. We need to see momentum start to build on the smaller time frame, change our direction with some positive macro. This could happen. And as I walked through this, at no point I see, look, even moderate bullish sentiment will push us over this line. Be cautious. The macro is still downtrend. Could September turn bullish after all? And then at the bottom here on the 1 hour, we're testing key support on the 200 EMA. This is a critical level and could confirm a slight breakout. And yeah, I think that's pretty much to the letter exactly what's happened. So yeah, good news. Good news. Throughout, there's no more. It's Satoshi Nakamoto. You reckon Altseason? I reckon we're in Altseason. I called Altseason last Friday. Again, you got to look macro. ETH at 4,300, holding the upper range support. And if you think about it, ETH at this level isn't the worst at all, actually. ETH holding up at this 4,300 line is probably pretty bullish. We talked about this with Bitcoin. It is a way of understanding how markets move. Markets don't go from, let's say, for example, Bitcoin's at 110. If we all wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's at 125, you better believe the biggest dump arena is coming in because people will just sell on that. You need markets to slowly grind their way up. That's why something like Tron's always pretty solid because it just grinds its way higher all the time. The macro on Tron is insane. Look at it. Like, just continually grinds. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you start to get into world of like ETH dropped 6% today, and then it drops another 6%, and then it drops another 6%. Bear in mind, ETH's gone pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, pump, dump, pump, pump, dump. Yeah, my point. 2-bit, you are familiar with the Thora tree RWA, the UAE Ondo? No. That sounds wild, though. It does sound wild, actually. Altseason is when a coin does a 2x every day for 20 to 30 days. Is it? Is it? I mean, Altseason is when you have altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. That's it. The number of increases doesn't matter. It's when you generally have alts are performing better, which is capital moving into altcoins out of Bitcoin. The difference you've got is you've got whopping great institutional money flowing into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin dominance has gone up. But on the macro, you want to see ETH particularly driving that one as well. So yeah, I think at the minute, optimistic would be 2x every day. I mean, that's just not feasible, is it? Bullrun Altseason aren't the same. That's very true as well, yeah. Yeah, Bullrun's been going since like 2024, 2023 maybe. But Altseason, and you can't confuse or conflate Altseason with like stupid season where people are just like aping 10x meme coins and they're going to the freaking moon. Whenever you've got Ethereum pushing up, and if you were to work out, and Ethereum is the big one, isn't it? If you take Ethereum from, even just go back to the 3rd of August, so that's 30 days, right? 30 days on Ethereum has done a 26% move. A 26% move. To your thesis, to a point, I'm not trying to be a dickhead here, Mohammed. I'm generally not, by the way. I'm just talking it. But to your thesis, if we were to take out of today, and I know you can't, that's a 32% move minus today. Well, that would be in a world of saying, well, Ethereum technically on a law of average has done a 1% gain every single day for the month of August. Is that Altseason? I mean, it feels pretty bullish. What did it do in 2021? I mean, if we go back to 2021 bull market cycle and say, well, what did Ethereum do at the key points of which, we saw this gain? Let's say, for example, the rally up to the all-time high did 75%. Okay, well, we did, we've done 0.4 or 40% of that at this last 30 days. That's why I think Altseason's here. Albeit, I've only called Altseason for a week. So, I think we've gone down. But yeah, you're right, though. People invest what you can afford and don't do it bit by bit until you have a few thousand and cry. I mean, that's true as well. You got to be comfortable with losing money if you want to be involved in cryptocurrency, because that's exactly what you can do. Aaron says, Dodd, your great into HBAR worth my 5% dip. You said you was waiting for your entry. Or did you get into HBAR? No, not yet. Not yet. And I'll tell you why I didn't get into it. And we talked about this, and I'll show you just because it's important. So we talked about HBAR. We talked about breaking this level, didn't we? And we said, look, if HBAR, I think if you Fibonacci this, and I deleted the Fibonacci, which is a bit annoying, but hold on, bear with me 1 second. Let me stick it back on. So again, we were talking about this range, weren't we, here on HBAR, and we said 2178. If we lose 2178 here on HBAR, where's our next potential entry? 19644 could be in play here. The first level would be this, so 2722. Maybe I would get a little portfolio, a little bit into HBAR. I'd be looking for the bulk of it here at the 382 at 19644. Give me a little bit more of a DCA opportunity. So yeah, I said if we held that level, I'd be interested. We didn't, therefore I would argue now I think we come a little bit lower on HBAR. So that's what I'm looking for now, potentially. That's what I'm looking for. Seeing your money going down yet? Well, that is the game, isn't it? That is the game, unfortunately. What are your predictions on Stellar? We just talked about that, actually. Yeah, I just talked about it. XLM. I mean, long term, gotta wait and see. I do want to try and have a little bit of a position in Stellar Lumens as well, but you know, I think I'm optimistic as to where this is going to play out. Trend based. Where does this go? All time high, and then let's take it from there. That feels pretty solid on the low. So yeah. If you said the 1618, 2618 range, they're between 165 and 220. Could be the super case for XLM if we got a really nice bull market cycle. Likewise here, looking like we need to break above some of these lower key range supports. 41 cents would be the kind of prediction they get to. But yeah, certainly could see super bull case, 250 maybe test $3. I don't know. So that would be super cycle, crazy bull market. Everyone's aping into XLM, just like absolute crazies. But could certainly do some decent numbers if you ask me. Homes like the overbearing dad and Craig. I don't know what you guys are talking about anyway. What are you talking about? Andy says, Tuba, do you think because the SEC has always made XRP holders wait for answers, do you think Sol ETF will happen before the XRP? I think they'll all happen at once. And I think all of this kind of regulatory easing, these new announcement from Paul Atkins, I think they'll all just come in and it's going to be, I think it could be pretty crazy, You're going to get we've just approved all the Solana ETFs. We've approved AVAX ETFs. We're going to approve Ondo ETFs. I think it'll just boom, 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 boom. It'll just come over like a Thursday and a Friday into the weekend so no one can trade them. And then, then see what that kind of looks like. That's my opinion anyway. I think they'll all come at once. And I think they'll all come. I think we could see some in the next 4 weeks. I think we see some before October, definitely. I think we see that. Robert Dover says, I'm buying Will There Be Finance if it gets below 18. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I want to see how this whole Justin Sun thing develops with Will There Be Finance. I want to see, do you know what I'd like to see? Some statements from Eric Trump and maybe Don Jr. Just giving a view on okay, why is the circulating supply not 5 billion? It's 24 billion. Was that deliberate? What is the plan? I mean, if we're dead honest, and just call it as it is, are we surprised? You had a valuation of $40 billion on Will There Be Finance. Are we at all surprised it did this at launch? Because I'm not. I'm absolutely 100% not surprised at all. Now, macro, lots of people are crazy bullish on it. And if they land an exchange and USD1 takes off and the stablecoin market and Genius Act all come through, do you know what? You probably wouldn't want to be in a world where you don't have this one. They have to get this shit over the line, though. You got to think about it. USD1, great. It has to then be utilized, used, implemented into a number of different things. Then you start to say, well, where does Will There Be Fi token become important? Does it become important as access to loads of the launchpad, the DeFi protocols, whatever else they're building, backed by USD1? If you're like, well, yeah, I think that's where it's going to go, and I think it's going to be freaking crazy, then yeah, I mean, 100% you want to be looking at what's going on with this one. They have to get that shit over the line, though, and that's not going to be easy, so we'll see. We'll see. The week ETFs are announced. That week, yeah, mate, can you imagine, Aaron? Imagine today we're announcing that we have listed every single ETF application, of which, by the way, there are 100 applications for ETFs from AVAX, XRP, HBAR, Ethereum staking ETFs. Oh my God, there's 100. Fucking hell, that'd be wild, wouldn't it? That'd be wild. Imagine that. So you think there is new high still coming? I mean, it's looking a little bearish. Yeah, I think so. I think the market's still got way more to go. And I think it could be short, sharp, and aggressive to some potentially new all-time highs. And I think that may shock some people. Some people may miss it. Some people may be sat there thinking the market's over. And I think they're the people that will be disappointed. Again, it's never financial advice in this channel. It's just my opinion. And I'm not telling you what your investment strategy should be. But, I can only tell you what I'm doing. And, at the minute I have some USDT that I'm ready to deploy into the market. A couple of local, Will There Be Finance, Pump Fund. They're what I'm looking at, potentially to move into it. But yeah, I still think the market's got way more fuel in the tank. Definitely. XRP, yeah. See, I'm optimistic about XRP as well. I think XRP will do very, very well. I feel like we're going to get another potential partnership, another potential business acquisition soon as well. That feels like some stuff's going on. Poisey says longer tomorrow when BTC hits 106 or long from 106. Okay. You think we're going to 106 tomorrow? Why do you think we're going to 106 tomorrow? I mean, 106 would be wild. I mean, that would be literally crazy. If you think we're going to 106 tomorrow, there's nothing happening tomorrow to drive us to 106. I mean, yeah, that'd be like a 4% decline. Something would have to happen. Tectonic from Kronos will melt faces. I think I still have some of that. I talked about this the other night. I couldn't find it, but anyway, I couldn't find it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, good. What do you think VeChain can do? Bag Chaser. Have we got VeChain on here? Where is it? I must have it somewhere. VeChain. Have I really not got VeChain on here? God, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? VeChain. Here we go. I'm gonna add it to the list. Right, we've got it. It's on here. Man, pumps at 3%. Jeez. Should have bought that. VeChain. I mean, I don't know too much about it. Obviously, the partnerships are coming in. The chart looks kind of pants, but I don't think it's out of realms with the other coins particularly. Like I said, it's important that they have those big partnerships. Is it the UFC partnership I think they've got, which I think is going to be important. And yeah, they've got, have they got some like, let me have a look. Have they got some like integration with some sort of payment system or something? Is it PayFi or something? I can't remember. But yeah, I think the whole VeChain move, if you like, I think could be all right. Do I think it's going to be the craziest coin in this bull market? Probably not. But you know, if they can leverage that partnership, what's it doing in volume? See, it's only doing 41 million in volume, so it's not got crazy volume. But equally, you know, I know people are pretty bullish on it. It just needs to crack on with the chart. The chart looks a bit naff, to be honest. But anyway, VeChain over 2 cents, yeah. Yeah, it's at 2320. Ellie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. 26,000 likes tonight as well. You guys are absolutely crushing it. I'm proper vibing with the whole TikTok audience. Likewise, by the way, I'm not forgetting the OGs here on YouTube. We are definitely building something. By the way, an hour is literally gone, and I feel like I started 10 minutes ago. Like, I don't even know where the fucking time's gone. Haven't even looked at the freaking DeFi market. I mean, what, bro? We've been too macro. Bag Chaser. Look at that. We've been too macro tonight. You guys, come on. Come on. Too macro in the market. It's not about it. How long do you think Sol could go overnight? Overnight? Jesus. I mean, who knows? Depends what Asia does. I mean, we could look at the futures. Let's look at pre-market for Asia. Do an extra hour. I can't. It eats into my content time. Right. So the that's oil and gas. We don't care about oil and gas. Asia specific. Here we go. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange looks like it's going to be down. The Nikkei looks like it's going to be up, actually. So yeah, Singapore looks like it's going to be pretty flat. So yeah, I mean, not that that's a big indication of where the market's going to go, but yeah, I mean, where do I think Sol goes overnight? Probably down a little bit. It would be a fair assumption. I mean, Solana looks pretty good in fairness. As coins go, look at that. It's holding perfectly on the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume's good. And the, what do we call this indicator that I've got now? The chopper indicator, still looking pretty solid as well. So yeah, I think Solana's poised. And if you're staking it for 7.15% APR, then congratulations. Bullish. Bullish. Poisey says already down. What, as in you are already down or Solana's already down? I mean, it's down on the day as the rest of the market is. But yeah. Depends. Yeah, it depends. I mean, we were buying Solana at $8 here on the channel, so I mean, I'm kind of cool where Solana is right now, but yeah, I still think it's $1,000 coin this bull market. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I'm up on futures. Yeah, I mean, I shorted Ethereum the other night, which was a decent trade. I don't trade a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I don't trade a lot. Man, 60 people in here, Bits Blaze. The hell, I can see nearly 70. We're bullish on TikTok. I've got more people in my TikTok live than I've got on my YouTube live. Let's go. Davo, thanks, man. Appreciate it as always. Hopefully catch you tomorrow. You massive legend. We appreciate you, buddy. Look at Davo as well with his little tag. Chad. That means he's an absolute legend. Me, Holmes versus... What the hell are you guys talking about over there? What's going on, Bo Rabbit? It's been a while since you've been in here, buddy. What's going on? Right, I'm going to end the poll. 52% believe September is going to be green. Here's the next poll. Do you believe that that's because I said so? Or do you believe it truly is yourself? RPS Velodrome Finance. Yeah, we looked at that the other night. I don't mind it, in fairness. I don't mind it. It is down, and it's quite significantly down. And I don't know what's going to push Velodrome Finance up. Whereas when you look at Aerodrome Finance, which is a relatively good comparison, you know, Aerodrome, the token itself, could become the native base chain token. So I'm a bit like, yeah. We'll see where we get to with that one. Crypto Bags, what's going on? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Lauren Bab's in the house. Well, what's going on, Lauren Bab? Man, can we get to 30,000 likes? That'd be great. That would be great. XRP, RPS, yep. I mean, it's always good when people just do not want to integrate with conversation and just literally spam coins. I think XRP will be pretty good. I'm very bullish on XRP. It's my second biggest holding. I think that we will definitely be in a world of severe optimism when we get involved with XRP. I guess lots of... the big thing's going to be around where the institutional money goes. When we get that announcement on ETFs, that's where it gets spicy. That's where it gets spicy. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Ada. I love the fact. Yeah, I talked about Cardano before. I mean, it's holding the 50-day right now. Do we get a break above on Cardano? Maybe. It is trending upwards, albeit very slowly. But one big but. It needs a stablecoin market. It needs a DeFi market. It needs something to do something because it's rubbish at the minute. No, that's not me being harsh, by the way. But when you actually look at the infrastructure of Cardano, it's super, super behind where everyone else needs to be. When you've got, say, as an example, outperforming Cardano on a number of metrics, just hear me out on a couple of these. Stablecoin market cap 38.2 million with DEX volume at 3.51 million, right? That is terrible. Compare that to, say, as an example, which is a relatively new chain, building out DEX, protocols, all the rest of it, is being significantly outperformed. And you could even go to something like Aptos that does $1.158 billion. Understand, stablecoins are an absolute backbone of any ecosystem because it means people will transact and stay on that blockchain. So I think Cardano has a chance. It just needs to get more usage. That's just my view on it. RPS, we've already done HBAR. So yeah, we'll probably take a look at it again tomorrow. So make sure you're here. But yeah, we go live at 9 p.m. UK time, 6 days a week. So make sure you're tuned in. But I'm not going to go back through. I'm not going to go back through some coins I've already done. Ada to partner with RUSD. Yeah, I mean look, that's good, isn't it? That's good news. That's good news. Right, Ondo Finance. Yeah, let's do Ondo Finance. We haven't done that yet. Obviously, big announcements today. Didn't get the price action we thought we might have got, which I'm a bit surprised about, really. But at the same time, I don't think, and you guys can correct me. Oh, let me do that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong or you think I'm wrong, but I don't think people really understand what is happening with Ondo Finance. I don't think people truly get why it's important and why that particular coin is going to be good news. Because, like, yeah, people just don't get it. People don't get it. The US capital markets are going global. Ondo Global Markets launched will support from many world's leading applications and performers, including BitGet Wallet, Trust Wallet, OKX Wallet, Get.io, Chainlink, BitGet, and everything else. The line between traditional finance and decentralized finance is disappearing. Ondo tokenized stocks and ETFs integrate into DeFi with stablecoin-like ease, unlocking new opportunities for traditional assets. Imagine when you can buy ETFs through Ondo Finance on freaking Ethereum using MetaMask. Imagine that. Imagine as an average investor that doesn't want the complications of going through broker-dealers, doesn't want the complications of dealing with banks and all that kind of nonsense, can just go and buy a 10-year treasury through Ondo Finance on Ethereum. Is Casper still a thing? It's still there. That's what I would say. I still think Casper's fine, by the way. I got burnt with the mining, which, again, I need to just learn my lesson. Don't mine cryptocurrency unless you've got massive amounts of money. You can get hold of loads of miners cheap. But that's not to say, by the way, that Casper doesn't have a crazy run, goes to 50 cents a coin, and it's like, holy shit, the mining's brilliant. But the minute, same as every other altcoin. But yeah, they're still building. They're still working. I'm still top 50 cryptocurrency. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Must admit, I expected Ondo to do better this week. Yeah, same, Stu. Oh, here we go. Look, some more personal attacks. You remind me of Keith Lemon. Isn't he ginger with really whispery hair? I don't have whispery hair. I've got a chiseled outlook with, almost David Hasselhoff features. Not Keith Lemon. I am the David Hasselhoff of cryptocurrency, I'll have you know. Ondo may have to be pumped, but it stayed strong. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. That's true. It's a brilliant lookalike. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, love it. I love it. William Lee says, where can you buy 𝗥𝗲𝗻𝗵𝗲𝘀? Ed Sheeran. I mean, I'll take Ed Sheeran. I mean, yeah. What's it called? 𝗥𝗲𝗻. I've never heard of this coin. Is it DeFi coin? Or is that it? 𝗥𝗲𝗻. It looks like it's a DeFi play. What is it paired with? 𝗥𝗲𝗻 with Solana. So it looks like you can probably get it on through Phantom Wallet, through what's the little whale thing? OrcaSwap or whatever it is on Solana. It looks like it's a Solana. Oh, is it? No, it's a scam coin. Oh, well, there you go. Just say bang tidy, please. Get out of here. Get out of here. What do you think about WIF? Yeah, I like WIF. Yeah, we were trading that. We were trading that quite aggressively, actually, from like 80 cents. I don't know what's it at now. What's WIF at now? 78 cents. That's not bad, actually. Down 4%. So yeah, I like WIF as a meme coin goes. And I still, by the way, think the meme coin. I think the meme coin section definitely has like an opportunity for sure. For sure. TikTok viewers are so rude about 2-bit. It's fine. I don't know, Mike. Maybe Ginger downstairs. What? Craig? What the hell? Just for men. XCN, please. Media digitation. Yeah, we can get XCN for sure. And then we'll XCN. Where is it there? Do you have a VIP trade signal section guide called by? Yeah. So those charts are they're in the premium Discord section. Yeah. So, because I figured that I'd probably need to start putting some stuff in there to for people to kind of see when they come in, and it's not just like loads of blank screens. So, yeah, those alpha calls, trade signals, etc., are all in my premium Discord, which is the same Discord channel, just in a locked section that you have to pay to get into. But yeah, I don't mind sharing some of that stuff, but not straight away. Yeah, Casper, we've talked about Casper. Similar to kind of what I was talking to you about, Holmes. I don't know if we were having the discussion on X or somewhere else. How do you make, you know, the whole YouTube thing that isn't just entirely surviving on views? Because I don't think, and more I kind of do it, the more and more you get into a world of going, that's maybe not the thing. I don't want to do like some weird shit call group on Telegram. So yeah, the idea is that we'll start to build out that as a potential monthly thing that you can do. We'll do discounts and all the rest of it. But yeah, so I want to just kind of put some stuff in there. So there's loads of stuff in there, which will be good. And yeah, people get into it. Hopefully it'll make some sense. And it'd be cool to have other people in there as well, and, you know, make it into a real community that, you know, people just pass their view on it. Remember what we talk about here in the channel. You got a community that all going in the same direction, all going, you know, in the right direction and steering them, the boat, so to say, them, you know, it could be an incredibly powerful group. Which would be good. Which would be good. I literally don't have a clue what you're talking about. This is like another language. Okay. Well, I mean, good. Talking about cryptocurrency. I don't know if you enjoy cryptocurrency or not. Whether you're just here to hang out. I mean, that's even more bullish. Just here to hang out and be like, yo, what's going on? Keith Lemon. Freaking Keith Lemon. Right. BTC now 110,523. Love it. Bobby, the best way to be involved. Best way. Come and hang out. Ask any questions you've got. Ask any thoughts and opinions, views. And hopefully we can try and steer you in the right direction. Do be mindful, though, if you're brand new to the world of cryptocurrency, you can lose everything. It's not like stocks and shares. Very different. Bart says, hi, Tubit. How do you see the trade signal section of the Discord? It's in the premium Discord section. So it's behind a paywall, which is $25 a month. Very new, by the way. And yeah, if you're in the Discord, I might do like some discounts, and we'll sort of try and get a couple of people in there and start to kind of work through some of that. It's yeah, you got a number of things in there. You've got like VC opportunities, alpha calls, trade signals, etc., etc., etc. So, but yeah, stick around. And equally though, we do it on the show most nights, just maybe not to the detail that is on there, to be honest. So, but yeah, stick around. How much BTC and ETH is needed to retire this cycle? Well, I mean, I was asking yourself, how much money do you need to retire? That's the question, isn't it? If you said, well, $1 million gets me out, well, all right, make sure you've got 9 BTC, then you're probably going to be fine. Well, the BTC might go to 200,000, then you'll need 5. It's all about what's right for you. Don't think of it as how much you need to get to retire. Just think of it as making sure that, yeah, you keep moving to the forefront. Keep moving to the forefront. I love that. Look. 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗱. I don't know who you are. You've like rocked in and basically said, what do you think about Solana? Which means you've just walked in because I've talked about Solana for about the last hour. And then you said, bro's not even answering bye. I'm live streaming here and on YouTube. And unfortunately, you are the most important person in the world. So unfortunately, if you don't want to hang around with us, then fine. See you later. 2-bit for deputy. Peeps. Was he waving his... Oh, I nearly said that. Don't say that, 2-bit. Cool, yeah. DM me him. I listened to 𝗥𝗲𝗋𝗄's video and he talked about taking a shit with the army. Yeah, I kind of like 𝗥𝗲𝗋𝗄's content. It's kind of funny. Thoughts on rendering ICP? I mean, ICP, I've always said this with ICP. I think it came out too hot. I think it had a massive run. Why is it going to go back up? It was way overvalued when it came out onto the market, I think, personally. So, yeah, I don't see ICP doing anything crazy. 475, topped at what, 18 bucks? The way to go. And then render, we've sort of touched on that as well a couple of times. But, yeah, not sure about that one either, to be honest. Feyenoord, do you think the low is in? I mean, we could go a little bit lower. We could go a little bit lower. We don't want to see... Basically, right now, the last thing I want to see is 108.3. That would invalidate the breakout. In fairness, the more we see this big old wick here... Just showing you this. The more we see this kind of big old wick is on the price of BTC going back up is good news. So we're up like 500 bucks since I started live streaming. Not saying I'm pumping the price of BTC, but if that goes more to the upside, that tells us the trend momentum is going more positive to the upside. So anyway, good. That does bring us to the end of the show. You actually got an extra like 10 minutes out of me tonight. So all gravy, baby. All gravy. Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just think, one day I could just be live streaming for like, we could do like a Discord live stream for premium members. We could do a live stream here, live stream on TikTok. The challenge has to be, 2-bit, you need to get your act together and get out of your 9-to-5 job so that this becomes my job, which will be talking all about cryptocurrency and doing all that good stuff. So until tomorrow night, this is the end of the live stream, albeit we're at 28.4 thousand likes on TikTok. I feel like that should really to 30,000 before we end the live stream. But anyway, the market took a little bit of a hit today. US market selling off on the back of that jobs data. Look out. We've got some more macro data coming tomorrow, which could certainly give us some interesting moves. But where do I sit? We still have the validation of a breakout of the downward trend. That's a very bullish move. We need to see Bitcoin rally 112,350, and it could be a good news story. Certainly going into the weekend, which we know traditionally are very, very flat. At the market, this could be a good news story. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow to discuss all of it and equally talk about what the weekend looks like. And if you're not already in the free Discord, get over there. It's going to be super bullish. Again, we're building it out. It's definitely starting to vibe a little bit more in there, which is nice. I like it. And yeah, so join us. It's going to be ace. As always, though, thank you so much for tuning in here on YouTube. I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. See you later.